Back off, man. He's a scientist.
Hey, what's up, my peoples? EmGo here, the freaking geek himself, and today we will be reviewing the Planet X ASCLEPIUS. So here we are, and there he is, and first and foremost, as always, we'll take a quick look at the packaging. So right up front here, you have the usual Planet X packaging with his chest there on the front. On this side of the box you have stuff. On the other side of the box you have stuff. On the top you don't have much. On the bottom you just have warning. Please don't eat anything in this box. That could be really bad for you. And on the back of the box you have the design of his back. And that's basically it for the packaging. And of course included in the packaging is the collector's card with some artwork of ASCLEPIUS and tech specs if that interests you. Hooray for cards. So moving right along, here we have ASCLEPIUS. These third-party companies love their Greek gods, don't they? So here is ASCLEPIUS, the god of healing, or as we know him, Fall of Cybertron Perceptor. So yeah, this is video game Perceptor, and as you can see, he is in his tank mode, his Cybertronian tank mode that shoots science. The science tank. He shoots long division at his enemies, and their brains get fried because they can't, they can't figure it out, and then their brains just melt and they fall over. And it's actually a very sound strategy, very sound strategy. But anyway, here he is in his science tank mode. And it is quite cool, very cool, and it is pretty accurate to the in-game model if you look up screenshots and whatnot. Yeah, it actually looks very good and a very nicely done figure. So let's get in close here so you can see the details. You can see here the turret itself looks very nice. Got some nice detail there. Got some black paint apps in there. You have the knob up top, which does turn, which is nice. You got some black there. And the usual red and blue Perceptor paint scheme. So knobs on the side do have some transparent red bits in there, which is nice, and these knobs do turn as well, which is cool. See these little front parts here. These are going to be his feet in robot mode. Nice bright blue plastic. You have the wheels. You have 8 wheels, and they have some transparent red on the inside. Each of these wheels is on a ball joints. They don't roll freely or anything. He doesn't roll at all. He just slides around. So don't try to roll this guy because he ain't rolling nowhere. But still looks cool nonetheless. And you got some black in there. You have some more of that transparent plastic right there. This looks very nice. And going down the back here, you can see you got some silver paint apps on this section right here. And then going around the back, you can see some more of that transparent plastic back there. That looks quite nice. Underneath, see how things are kind of working there. And there you go. As far as the cannon goes, you can move it up and down slightly. Doesn't really go down, but you can move it upward. And again, all of the wheels here are on ball joints. You can kind of wiggly-waggly those however you wish. And that's pretty much it. So now for a comparison, here he is with Deluxe Fall of Cybertron Optimus Prime. And you can see he is quite larger than Prime. So, there you have that. And he does include weapons, and when I say he includes weapons, I mean he includes weapons, like a lot of weapons. Now, first he includes these 2 little pistols, right here, which are just cast in black plastic, with some nice molding. Nicely done. So you have 2 of these little guns. You get the rifle right here, which is also very nicely done. Done in black. Got some bits of red in there. Very nicely done rifle. Lots of detail. Looks very cool. You can extend the barrel, which is awesome. So you have that right there. And you also get 2 of these things, which I'm sure they're from the game. I don't remember what they're called. I don't even remember what the guns were called. I don't think I knew what the guns were called when I was actually playing the game, but it's been forever since I played it, so I really don't remember now. But you get 2 of these. It's kind of dual Gatling gun things, which are quite awesome. And just done in black and red. So these bits here done in black, a little bit of red there. These sections can slide forward. I don't know if they're supposed to slide forward or they're just a victim of circumstance, but you can move them if you want. I don't know. So there you have that. Now you can store all of this on the science tank here. Now, the instructions don't really tell you how to store any of the weapons. The instructions really don't tell you what to do with the weapons, period. They kind of leave all this out. But basically what I do is you have these ports back here. So I take these, I plug these in back there, like that. This is how I do it. So I plug those back there. And then I take these smaller pistols, and I plug them into the ports here on these knobs. So I plug that in there, I plug that in there, and then I take the rifle, and there are ports on either side right here, and I just plug it onto this post right there. So just line that up, push it on, boom, and there you go. That's how I store everything here. It would have been nice if there was some way to actually plug this on top so it was sitting, you know, front and center there, but oh well. So that's how I store everything on the science tank of Murder Justice. There you go. So now you can shoot all kinds of long division and equations, geometry, trigonometry. He shoots all of that. That's just But anyway, let's get down to transformation. So let's just remove all of this. Remove that. Get out, Sophia. Get out. Get out. Remove all that. Put that off to the side. Oh, now we will get down to transformation. Let me raise up a little bit so I have some room to operate. So the first thing you want to do is you want to remove the turret itself. What parts forming? Worst toy ever. Just going to take this. We're going to put stuff to the side. And now we're going to work with what's left here. So the first thing you want to do, you want to come back here, you want to untab these sections right here, untab that, and then you come here to what will be his arms, and untab that right there. Untab that, and they just plug in right in here in these grooves. And then this entire section here just rotates upward like that. So once you do that, we move on to the leg. Let me raise up just a little bit more, excuse me. All right. So now we'll move on to the legs. So now you want to take this section here, you want to unpeg it. You can see it just pegs in right in there. So you want to bring this down, and then you want to take the section here and just bring that out like that. And now all this is on multiple hinges here, so you just want to take this and just bring this up like that. And there's a peg right there. They'll just go into that post, into that port right there to lock that in place. And you take this panel here, you bring that up. You'll see there's a little notch in there. It's a little notch in there, this little tab. That just sits right in there. And then you make sure that this section is brought down on this hinge right here, because what's going to happen is that post is going to go into that port right there. And that locks the knee in place. And once you do that, you bring this up and you bring this down, and you have 4 posts right here. You have 4 ports right up there, and you just line all that up. That tabs right in, and there you go. Then you just bring the leg out, then you bring the whole leg down like that. Then the last thing you do is you just bring up the foot, and then you take this blue section here, which will be the back part of his foot. Just bring that around. Kind of bring that up, and this will just sit in this little groove right here. And there you have a leg all done. So the second verse, as you can guess, much like the first. So you just bring that down, swing that out, bring that up, peg, take this panel here, swing that around, and then you just peg that in, boop, right there. Bring that up. Bring that down, tab that in, bring that out, bring the whole thing down, bring up the foot, and swing all this back, bring that up, send that notch, boop, and there you have his legs all done, and now we have to raise up again. There we go. So now for the upper body, we just bring the arms down and bring them out to the side. And then you want to extend the arms, just quite tight on mine. Extend that, rotate it so that that dial there is facing out. And then you open up this panel here, flip out his hand, close that up, and there you got an arm all done. Same thing here, just extend that, rotate it out, open, and flip out the hand, clears it back up. There you have that. And then you take this panel right here, you bring it down, which in turn will bring his head up, and open that panel up there. And you have two tabs right there. They'll just go into the two slots right up in there. And that just holds the chest in place. Close that back up. And there we almost got him. And last but not least, you're going to take this section here, just compress that. You flip down this post right here. You flip this up. And this just plugs into either of the ports on his shoulder. Let's plug it in right there. And you can have it, turned this way if you want, but I believe the way it's supposed to go is like that. Either way, what does it matter? As I always say, your toy, display it however you wish. But there you go. There you have ASCLEPIUS in his robot mode, and he looks quite cool. I really like this. I think this figure came out really, really good, in my opinion. I think he's very, very well done. So let's get in close here so we can take a look at that noggin of his. Very nicely done. Got some nice silver paint there on the face. The eyes are painted over. They are painted over yellow, unfortunately. I mean, he does have light piping, but since they painted over his eyes, it doesn't really. You get very little light actually coming through it. But so nicely done head sculpt. And you got a nice piece of transparent plastic right there on his chest with some molded detail behind it. And overall, very nice design. You got your red and blues, all Perceptor-y. Looks cool. Got that transparent plastic there on his shins. Very, very nice. Very cool. You do have these extra bits back here, which, again, the instructions don't tell you what to do with these. I don't know if these are supposed to kind of come down as like more heel support or something. I'm not entirely sure, but all pictures I've seen online, they just have them up like that. So I really don't know. I don't know what the point of these being on hinges are. I don't know what they're supposed to do. I don't know. The instructions say nothing about them, so whatever. It stands just fine, regardless. Whatever. I don't really care. But looking at the back there. Again, it's a very clean transformation. I mean, it doesn't have a lot of junk hanging off of him or anything. It's just very nice, clean transformation. Very nicely done, in my opinion. So now, articulation-wise, his head is on a ball joint. So actually get some good wiggly, waggly, wiggly, waggly. You can look up a good ways and get to a little squirrel. You can do that. You can look down a little bit, of course, side to side. You get full rotation. The arms can do a full 360. They can go in and out. Due to transformation, you do have a little bit of play there too, so you have a little bit of a butterfly joint in there also, which can serve you some purpose. You do have a bicep swivel. You have over 90 degrees of elbow bend, which is nice. You got a wrist swivel. Due to transformation, you do have a bit of an ab crunch in here. A little bit. Get some movement there. You do have a waist swivel. Legs can go forward that much, backward that much, outward. You can do the full splits. You also have this joint here, if that serves any purpose for you. Hey, it's there. He has 90 degrees, a little bit over 90 degrees of a bend of the knee. His feet, they can't really move up, but they can move down due to transformation. And you do have some ankle tiltage there. So there you go. So there you have that. Just trying to get him situated here. So there you go. Now for comparison. Here he is with Fall of Cybertron, Optimus Prime, and he just towers over Fall Cybertron Prime, little deluxe Prime. But luckily Planet X is working on an Optimus Prime as well, so we'll have these guys more in scale eventually. So there you go. Here he is with Fall Cybertron Grimlock. That's the Platinum version. You can see he's a little bit shorter than Grimlock. Here he is with Combiner Wars Voyager Prime. Just so you can see how he scales with the current Voyagers. He's about a head shorter. And here he is with Planet X's Grimlock, which I absolutely love and adore. And you can see how they scale together. So there you have that. Now, of course, with Perceptor having all of these weapons, we can arm him up. If you want, you can just give him the sniper rifle here and just plug that into his hand. And you can have that going on. You can hold on to that. Or, if you want, you can just give him the two little pistols, have him wielding those. That's an option as well. Or you can give him these big things, and these are a lot more fun. So how these work is, this back section right here does extend. It's a little tight, but they do extend. Yep. Come on. There we go. These back sections extend, and then you take this section here, and you raise it up. Right there's your post. So you take this, and you plug it into his hand. And for some reason on this side, it's tight. There we go. Put it on there. And then you'll see there's a tab right here, and that'll tab into this slot right here. So you just bring that up, and you just tab that in right there. And that locks all that in place. So I'll give him the other one here. Let's raise that up. And just plug that onto his hand. Boop. This one goes on a lot easier. There we go. Raise that up. Just tab that in. There you go. Now you have him with these giant guns, so you can just rapid fire science at you. I'm just convinced he's going to shoot science. Okay, just let me believe that. Let me believe it's my headcanon. That's all. It's my headcanon. And as far as the other guns go, I mean, you can take these guns, just plug them onto the sides here if you want. He does have you know, the ports right here. You do have this angled post, so you can kind of have these like that, just kind of angled outwards on his shoulders if you wish. Plug that there. And the sniper rifle, I mean, granted, I guess you could, you know, or can you? No, I don't think that'll work. No, that won't work. No, that won't plug in there. But you can plug it into the other port here on his shoulder, if you wish. If you really must have him with all these weapons on him, it is possible. And there you go. Ah, that's insane. That is insane, but I love it. Perceptor's like, I'm mad as heck and I'm not going to take it anymore. Oh, I love it. I love it. It's ridiculous, but it's awesome. So there you go. There you have Planet X's ASCLEPIUS. This is not the god of healing. This is the god of murder right now. I mean, seriously. But anyway, yeah, very cool figure. Another solid figure from Planet X. I'm really loving the work that this company is doing. Like, their figures just get better and better and better. And yeah, another really good figure. I'm really happy that this company is tackling the video game designs, because I do really like the video game designs. And they are working on Optimus Prime. They're working on a Starscream. And they're also doing Trypticon, I believe, and that thing looks like it's going to be enormous, and I can't wait to see how that turns out. So yeah, a lot of cool stuff coming out from this company, and yeah, they in my opinion anyway, they do a really good job. So There you go. So if you would like an Asclepius or any of Planet X's other offerings, you can always check out BigBadToyStore.com for availability. There will be a link in the description down below, so check that out. Oh, one thing I wanted to mention too, I know some people will ask, can you get him into a microscope mode? I don't know. I haven't tried. I really don't care. I'm fine with him being, the science tank of murder, so I haven't tried. I'm sure there's a way to fan mode him into some kind of microscope mode. Hey, if you buy this toy, knock yourself out. Go for it. I really don't care. But yeah, anyway, so there you go. So again, if you would like an Asclepius or any of Planet X's other offerings, you can check out BigBadToyStore.com for availability. There will be a link in the description down below. And you can also check out my third-party Transformers playlist for any reviews you may have missed, also linked in the description down below, so check that out as well. And I think that's it, so don't forget to check out EmGo's, check out Lori Plan, follow me on Twitter, all of that good stuff down in the description below. And I think that's pretty much all there is to say. So, there is the Planet X Asclepius, and this is EmGo saying, remember, you don't stop playing because you grow old because you stop playing. Big geek, very proud. Palm in your face. Prime, I'm here.
Oh, Perceptor, good. But why am I so short, anyway? The situation is grim. What is your analysis?
Well, tertiary evaluation of this situation only yields one possible solution.
Oh, what is that?
I'm going to have to bust numerous caps.
Oh dear.